For the last few days, Rahul Gandhi has been on an overdrive. On every possible occasion, the Congress president has been saying that the Supreme Court has recently ruled that chowkidar is a chor. The BJP accused Rahul Gandhi of spreading fake news and took him to court filing a contempt petition last week. The Supreme Court today expressed regret at Rahul incorrectly attributing quote-unquote words to the bench. It has given the Congress scion till Monday to explain his chowkidar chor remark.
The implication straight away in the minds of people is that all that statement which Rahul Gandhi has been making in the name of Supreme Court were wrong. That's the first implication, and he has to explain as to how and why he was doing so.
And what exactly were your arguments?
Our arguments are very simple. We only read out the portions that these are the words which he has used, and the court immediately understood where it was coming from and what we intended to say. That was the order, whereas चौकीदार चोर है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा है 30,000 करोड़ गए हैं, ये हुआ है, वो हुआ है, was absolutely appalling.
And listen in to the remark made by the Congress chief Rahul Gandhi that led to this massive row in the first place.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ऐतिहासिक निर्णय लिया. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि हिंदुस्तान का चौकीदार, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि हिंदुस्तान का चौकीदार. ये देखो क्या कमाल हुआ. शर्म नहीं है इस व्यक्ति में. सुप्रीम कोर्ट कहता है कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी जो देश के चौकीदार बने हैं वो चोर हैं.
Let's go right across to our guests who are joining us for more on the story. Sudesh Verma, spokesperson of the BJP, is with us. Vishal Sharma, political analyst, is also with us in our studios. Ashutosh Mishra, senior journalist, is with us from Delhi. Rahul Chakrabarti, political analyst, joins us from Kolkata. Let me come to you first, Ashutosh Mishra. What has happened today in the court certainly raises some very serious questions about what Mr. Rahul Gandhi has said. Was he A, being economical with the truth? Was he B, wrongly quoting the Supreme Court? And C, doing all of this purely for political considerations?
What Rahul Gandhi meant was that the Supreme Court has smelled a rat, and that's why it has decided to review its own decision. And this is what has rattled BJP.
But it wasn't in so many words,
because now it
you can raise
seems
questions of the government. You can raise questions of the government. I mean, nobody will deny anyone, the right to not raise questions. But the fact is this, that Mr. Gandhi, when he comes out and says कि Supreme Court ने कहा है कि देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी चोर हैं, that is an implication at best. You cannot say that the court has said this, because that is factually wrong.
What he, as I was saying, he was trying to explain to the people that the implications of the Supreme Court reviewing its decision means that it has found substance in what the allegations of the petitioners. That's why it is taking that up and going to determine the extent of corruption and involvement of the Prime Minister.
But Mr. Gandhi should have perhaps said that. I want to get Sudesh Verma in on this as well. No, Sudesh Verma, does this explanation cut any eyes? Does it make sense?
Mr. Gandhi will...
Yes. Sudesh Verma.
You see, Madhav, even Ashutosh is wrongly quoting, and if you are misquoting or trying to give a meaning to Supreme Court order, then you also fall in the realm of contempt. Ashutosh should be very careful while interpreting it. You see, Mr. Rahul Gandhi used the order to say as if the court had said chowkidar chor hai, which was not the case. The court merely took cognizance of the documents that were outside the domain of review. We had contested, only acknowledged that they are going to look into that. Review is a very normal process of the court. Ashutosh should know that review is a normal process and not necessary that when you review, it means that you are going to change the judgment. Judgment stays. And what was the judgment? Judgment was a clean chit to the government on the issue of pricing, process and also offset. And Mr. Rahul Gandhi misused it, twisted it and insinuated to give an impression that the Supreme Court had endorsed, which is not true. And now it is befitting that Mr. Rahul Gandhi, as leader of the Congress, should apologize to the nation.
Okay,
because
Ashutosh,
he created a canard that was not truth.
Ashutosh,
What will
Rahul
happen
Gandhi
is
will
Supreme
be
Court
forced
is
to
a different
apologize
matter.
to the
But in
nation and the
public
court.
domain,
That's a charge coming from Sudesh Verma.
because he has lied
Will
to the
Mr. Gandhi
country.
apologize now?
He has lied to the country.
Madhav, the court had been misled by the government by filing a affidavit with a typo. It had never given a clean sheet based
Again, you are
on
doing
all
the
the
wrong
facts.
thing. Court
And
cannot
now
be
it has
misled.
agreed that there are
Court
no facts,
cannot be misled. You must know this.
which
No,
means
no.
it should be,
Ashutosh,
which means it can be.
Ashutosh, I am not going to get into the merits of the Rafale review judgment. One second. Ashutosh, one second.
Government has said there is a
One
typo.
second,
The government has accepted.
gentlemen, 1 second. Let's not get into a shouting match. 1 second. I want to just ask you, Ashutosh, what happens as far as the review petition or the admissibility of the documents is a completely different aspect. I'm not getting into that right now. What I'm saying is, what is now Mr. Rahul Gandhi going to tell the court? Surely he will have to take a few steps back and admit that he was not factually correct when he made that statement.
No. What he will say, we will all get to know on Monday. But the fact of the matter remains that this is a sort of good thing happening for the country, because the more you peel the onion of corruption in BJP,
Madhav,
the more
fact
sting it
remains that
will
he
rose,
lied
and
to
as
the
they say,
country.
doodh ka doodh,
He
pani ka
lied to
pani
the
ho
country. He's a liar.
jayega. You know,
And that is the truth.
because
He has been
the
using
country
one
is
expression
aware
after the
of
other
all
to
the
lie to the
happenings in
country,
Rafale
to
scale,
create a false narrative.
and BJP
You
has
go on
been using
repeating
these
a lie 100
diversionary
times
tactics
and you make it appear
to
as
sort
if
of
it will appear to be truth. This is what Rahul Gandhi has been doing. And now that he has been caught red-handed, he's speaking falsehood, he should apologize to the country.
In the kingdom of Denmark.
That is the minimum he should do.
And that's why BJP is so nervous that at last
What
the
will
people
happen
will
in Supreme
understand
Court is a
that,
different matter.
They're saying that na khaunga na khane dunga is no paper. So what happens in the Supreme Court, slowly and gradually, the lies will be nailed, and people who are involved will be exposed.
Okay. Sudesh Verma and Ashutosh Mishra, just hold on to your thoughts. I want to very quickly go across to Rahul Chakrabarti and Vishal Sharma as well. Rahul Chakrabarti, do you think this time round Rahul Gandhi has, perhaps gone a bit far in the sense that quoting the Supreme Court, it's one thing to make political allegations, but misquoting what the Supreme Court has said, drawing inferences without saying that this is an inference or a meaning that I'm drawing, do you think Mr. Rahul Gandhi should have been a little bit more careful, sir? Because obviously the Supreme Court is now seeking answers from the Congress president.
See, partially you are right. I'm not disagree with you. But still, this is the case, the court, this is very true. Previously, the Honorable Supreme Court has been misguided by the BJP's, false, petition, what they have submitted. Afterwards, now they're going to hear it. So we're going to let it know on Monday what will happen basically. But the thing is this, the party who is telling that na khaunga na khane dunga, so we always demanded that the JP should take place, JPC. Why didn't it happen? Why didn't it happen?
But you're again deflecting from the issue, Rahul Chakrabarti. I am not asking you about the merits of the review petition, sir. That's not the subject under discussion. Question is, what will Rahul Gandhi now do?
This is I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised.
No, we are all very surprised as to how could Rahul Gandhi make such a political blunder. I think it's a major strategic error on part of the Congress party and their think tanks to have they have directly taken on not the BJP, they have taken on the Supreme Court, and I think that is where their error is. We have been listening to a story of Pinocchio. The number of times he would lie, the size of his nose would increase. Unfortunately, Mr. Rahul Gandhi today possesses a metaphorically elephantine long Pinocchio nose because of the number of lies he has spoken. He has not only ridiculed his own image in public, but what has happened, he has brought in the Supreme Court of India. And that is not acceptable. You can keep your politics to your political arena. Why drag in the Honorable Supreme Court of India? This is the question for which Mr. Rahul Gandhi today has to face. He has to face
this has to be clear. Either Rahul Gandhi is misled or not. That has to be clear in front of the Supreme Court. That is their prerogative, and it has to be clear in front of the Supreme Court on Monday. So now the nation of the people of the nation, they want to know what has basically happened in Rafale.
Okay.
No,
That
there
is
is a larger question.
Okay.
There is a larger question.
Gentlemen, request you to stay on with us. Request you all to stay on with us. We're going to slip into a very quick break now, but this is one heated debate that is going to continue on the other side. Stay tuned. The breaking news coming in at this moment, BJP President Amit Shah has slammed Rahul Gandhi's chori charge. In fact, he's taken on Rahul Gandhi over what he calls his lies on Rafale. In an exclusive interview with managing editor Navika Kumar, he said that Rahul had wrongly interpreted the Supreme Court verdict and that it was wrong for him to accuse the chowkidar as a chor.
राहुल गांधी जब कहते हैं राफाल के बाद कि चौकीदार चोर हैं, शायद वो भी भावनाओं में कहते हैं, फिर उन पर कंटेम्प्ट का केस क्यों?
भावनाओं में एक बार गलती होती है, बार बार गलती नहीं होती। भावनाओं में एक बार गलती होती है तो बड़े बुजुर्ग कहते हैं तो सुनकर सुधर जाना चाहिए। लेकिन एक सप्ताह में वो 3 बार बोले, जबकि सुप्रीम कोर्ट का इंटरप्रिटेशन ही नहीं है। मैंने लाइन बाय लाइन जजमेंट को पढ़ा है। अभी तो रिव्यू पर दलील होना बाकी है।
तो आप समझते हैं कि जब राहुल गांधी
प्योर टेक्निकल टाइप का एक जजमेंट है जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने दिया, एक कानूनी मुद्दा, लीगल मुद्दा खड़ा हुआ जिस पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अपना पक्ष रखा है, अपना एक जजमेंट दिया है, इंटरप्रिटेशन किया।
तो राहुल गांधी आप समझते हैं उन्होंने जंप द गन किया है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट के वर्डिक्ट को उन्होंने
अब मैं कहाँ राहुल जी पर टिप्पणी करूंगा। मुझे लगता है उनके बड़े बुजुर्गों ने उनको समझाना चाहिए।
मुख्य प्रतिद्वंदी हैं प्रधानमंत्री के पद के, तो आप उस पर
नहीं, वो कहते हैं क्या ऐसा? आप क्यों बना रही हो? ना कांग्रेस पार्टी कह रही है, ना उनके गठबंधन वाले कह रहे हैं।
वो तो गठबंधन के साथ है नहीं, वो तो अलग चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं।
नहीं, काफी लोग साथ में जुड़े हुए, बड़े बड़े हाथ ऊपर उठाकर दिखाते थे। अब साथ में कोई नहीं।
तो आप समझ रहे हैं कि राहुल गांधी प्राइम मिनिस्टर पोजीशन के उम्मीदवार भी नहीं है?
मेरे कहने से क्या होता है, उन्होंने नहीं कहा है। हम तो कह रहे हैं डंके की चोट पर नरेंद्र मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे, हम बहुमत प्राप्त करेंगे और भारतीय जनता पार्टी और एनडीए के प्रधानमंत्री पद के प्रत्याशी नरेंद्र मोदी। हमें कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं।
और आप समझते हैं ऑपोजिशन के खेमे में कंफ्यूजन है?
नहीं, कोई बोलता ही नहीं है। मैं तो पूछ कर मेरा गला सूख गया कि भाई आप बताओ देश की जनता को कि आपका प्रधानमंत्री पद का प्रत्याशी कौन है? क्या शरद पवार जी है? क्या ममता बनर्जी जी है? क्या चंद्रबाबू नायडू है? क्या केसीआर है? कौन है? हम तो जानना चाहते हैं, देश की जनता भी जानना चाहती है।
All right, let me take that across to our guests who are joining us live. Ashutosh Mishra, you heard over there the BJP president come out and say that nowhere in its judgment had the Supreme Court come out and mentioned even this fact or this line that Rahul Gandhi repeatedly refers to, saying chowkidar chor hai. He's factually incorrect, he's factually wrong. That's a direct charge coming out against him.
Madhav, the BJP spin masters would actually put Pinocchio to shame. The saying that Supreme Court reviewing its decision
is that really fair? Is that really a fair statement, Ashutosh?
What Supreme Court reviews a decision only when there is something misleading or missing in its in the earlier thing. Now, the very fact that new papers have brought facts which were not mentioned in earlier, and the Supreme Court has agreed to go into them and see, examine the extent
but that doesn't mean that a review has happened. What that means is that, Ashutosh, legally speaking, this only means that the earlier judgment stands, that perhaps this will now be heard. So it has not actually been reviewed until the review order comes. So how can you say that it has been reviewed?
Why has the Supreme Court agreed to hear that?
No, it will hear the pleas. It will hear the pleas. There is every possibility. There is every possibility that they may agree with the earlier judgment as well.
Now that has been presented, and daily there is a new expose.
Isn't it a fact that it is possible? Ashutosh, I'm saying that isn't it possible that the Supreme Court could adjudicate in favor or uphold its past judgment as well? So aren't you really jumping the gun, or isn't Rahul Gandhi really jumping the gun when he comes out and says chowkidar chor hai?
But then why is BJP so nervous and trying to put up a, adopting this case, offense being the best defense sort of tactics to sort of put up a face saver? Because it knows that when these the very fact that Supreme Court is reviewing means that there was something missing in the earlier judgment.
Is it being reviewed? Is it being reviewed is the question. All right, let me put that question across to Sudesh Verma. Sudesh Verma, what Ashutosh's line of argument is very simple. He is coming out to say that, look here, there is fresh evidence. That evidence has been accepted as a review, which will now be heard. But this means that the earlier clean chit that was given does not stand.
Ashutosh is not aware of the legal process, so I cannot argue with him legally. The point is that you see, Mr. Rahul Gandhi has lied to the country, and this is for the first time. You are seeing that, you see, curse words being used against Prime Minister of the country. Nowhere in the world you find opposition leader using such words for their Prime Minister. He is still the Prime Minister of the country. The kind of words you are using, and you are using the Supreme Court to authenticate what you are saying, where it does not exist. You see, Rahul Gandhi is a dynast above everything, but he is not above the Supreme Court. You must understand this. Because Supreme Court rules over Rahul Gandhi ji also. But Rahul Gandhi ji is Rahul Gandhi ji. So he will say, no. What I am saying, what I am interpreting, that is the right interpretation. And there are people like Ashutosh who will go on defending him. That is the problem. Ashutosh will also fall in the contempt arena if he goes on saying that the Supreme Court has said that. The review is a very, very technical thing. Review doesn't mean that the court is going to change its judgment. It will only review its judgment. But till the review is done, the judgment is stays. That is, even layman will tell you what kind of interpretation Ashutosh is giving. I don't understand.
All right. You are a lawyer. Please don't try to mislead
you have
the
misled
country.
the people of this country.
Review means
Apologize before you utter any word of this. You have misled the country. Apologize to the country that yes, I committed a mistake. I do not understand legal niceties. I am a layman. I am Rahul Gandhi, uneducated. Although I belong to the rich culture of Nehru Gandhi family, I apologize to the country. Say that. That is the minimum you should say politically. What happens in the court is a different.
All right. I want to quickly take this across to Vishal Sharma and Rahul Chakrabarti as well. Once again, gentlemen, it's okay. Let's not get into this kind of a personalized argument, please. Vishal Sharma and Rahul Chakrabarti. Rahul, to you first. The question is this: that ultimately, what Amit Shah is also coming out to say is the same thing. That Rahul Gandhi should have been more careful. He shouldn't have said that the Supreme Court has said this when it hasn't said so specifically.
See. The things is going to, this has to be investigated, and the Supreme Court is the above everything. We should give respect to the Supreme Court. That is all. But who told you that if Rahul Gandhi is wrong, probably Rahul Gandhi is wrong. So that doesn't mean that PM is right. That doesn't mean PM is right. Rahul Gandhi is wrong, either he is right. That is not reflected to the whole oppositions, because there are so many allegations left.
Respond to that, Vishal.
So
he is saying that even if Rahul is wrong, that does not necessarily mean that the Prime Minister's conduct is above board. That's the larger point. Is the statement coming in from Rahul Chakrabarti? Quick response from you, Vishal, on that.
See, we have to
You've asked the question. Let him respond. Yes.
What is the context within which Rahul Gandhi has been repeating these lies, not once, not twice, but repeatedly from an extended period of time? And from when has these lies begun? If you see Mr. Rahul Gandhi's interaction with the Chinese ambassador during the Doklam crisis, when he went to the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra, let me finish. When he went for the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra, the Chinese ministers flew 3,000 kilometers all the way from Beijing to meet him. So obviously a question arises in our minds. What is this defamation of the Prime Minister of India, reducing the position of the Prime Minister of India? Is it an offshoot of the conversations and discussions that Rahul Gandhi had with the Chinese parties? We want to know. Why has Rahul Gandhi taken upon himself to demean the position of the Prime Minister of India with lies, with absolutely no evidence? If Rahul Gandhi had some evidence in his hand, one could have understood. But he has no evidence. So how did Rahul Gandhi, I'll just finish, how did Rahul Gandhi...
All right, gentlemen, we'll have to leave it there for the moment. We're completely out of time. Vishal Sharma, Rahul Chakrabarti, Ashutosh Mishra and Sudesh Verma, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on Nation Wants to Know. We're slipping into a quick break. More updates on the other side. Stay tuned.